You're listening to the Roofing Success Podcast, a show created to inspire roofing contractors to achieve optimal success in their roofing businesses. I'm the host, Jim Moline, the co-author of the book, Internet Marketing for Roofing Contractors, How to Triple Your Sales and Turn Your Roofing Website into an Online Lead Generation Machine. I'm also the co-founder of Roofer Marketers, the digital marketing agency for the roofing industry. On each episode, I'll be sitting down with industry leaders to talk about their processes, the lessons they've learned, and how to find success in roofing. All right, welcome to another episode of the Roofing Success Podcast. Today, I'm really excited. Longtime kind of friend and client of our company is on with us today to share their story and the success that they found in their roofing business. So, you know, I don't want to spend too much time introducing. It's kind of hard to introduce someone that you know as much, but I wanted to introduce Justin Krein from Prominent Construction. Hit the Inc. 5000 in 2018 with their business and are really scaling and growing in a very, very strategic way. And so, Justin, could you tell us a little bit about your business and, you know, how long you've been around and, you know, kind of the story of Prominent Construction?
We've been in business since 2012. Me and my partner, Chad, we both worked for a previous company together. And, you know, we kind of put our heads together and we're like, well, you know, I think we can do this together. So we, you know, kind of got some cash together, and you know, I got the GC license and we got the marketing or the web page put together, and you know, kind of all the stuff that comes with it. And we just started selling. When we first started, it was just me and him knocking doors. We didn't use no SEO or Google AdWords or anything. It was just good old fashioned door knocking, real fun. Yep. But that's kind of what you got to do. You know, we never were a believer in taking loans out or anything like that. So we just kind of, you know, had to work our tails off to get to where we're at today. So yeah, that's what it takes. I own a storm damage restoration company. We do, you know, siding, roofing, windows, gutters. And sometimes we'll do some other miscellaneous stuff, but we focus majority of our efforts on doing roofing. Probably about, I'd say 75% of our work's roofing. So we do a ton of roofing. We did about 400 roofs this year. So it's a lot of roofs.
That's a lot of roofs.
And a lot of headaches.
How many crews you guys run in sales employees you guys got?
You know, we probably have, you know, 10 right now, but I mean, it kind of we can end up having more as the year goes on. It depends. Yeah. But, you know, we have 5 permanent crews that we've been using for the last, I don't know, 6 years or so. So
nice. How many salespeople you got working for you now?
That kind of fluctuates too, because it's kind of a hard job. I mean, some guys just can't hack it. You know, you're your own boss. I mean, I'm your boss, but you're kind of your own boss. You kind of go out and work when you want to, but if you're not working, you're not going to make money. So some guys are not able to do that. Some people just like more of a structure. This isn't very structured. You kind of set your own schedule, your own appointments, stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, guys go out and then they, you know, work a day or two and they're like, you know, this just isn't for me. So, I mean, we have permanent sales guys right now. I think we have 7. We probably started off with 15 at the beginning of the year. And so it's a high turnover rate, but the guys that stick around, the guys that stick around do very, very, very well. So
for sure. So what, you know, what would you say that Prominent's unique selling proposition is? You know, how do you position yourselves in the eyes of the customer to make you stand out versus, you know, I mean, Minneapolis, the Twin Cities, the market that you're in is a, you know, pretty competitive roofing market. So,
well, how do we stand out? We've never had a complaint with the, you know, Department of Labor and Industry. There's a lot of companies out there that have had issues with the Department of Labor and Industry. We've had, I think, 1 complaint on the BBB in the last however long we've been in business. I think 2012. So that's quite some time. We're one of the highest ranked contractors in the city of Minneapolis. I think that says something because getting those reviews is very hard. I have people all the time telling me, oh yeah, we'll write a review, and they never write it, you know.
Never.
So getting those think we have over 90 right now.
Yep.
It takes time and it's very hard. I don't care who says it's easy. It's not.
For sure.
So I think that, we're a platinum preferred contractor with Owens Corning. We're a Mastic Elite contractor with Mastic, the siding that we use. And, we got a number of accreditations as well, from various other, organizations and stuff like that. So
it's that building of trust, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Right? Building of trust by doing good work on a, job to job basis.
Yes.
Right? That, just really knocking it out of the park for your customers. And that is, so your unique selling proposition is that you do great work, right?
Yes.
And you're going to exceed the expectations of other contractors in the area.
Absolutely. I'm going to say we're not perfect though. I mean, things do happen,
things happen.
We're human.
All the time.
I'm not going to say we're, the most perfect company out there and you'll never have a problem because it's construction. Let's be real.
That's right.
But, overall, I think we do a pretty good job. So,
yeah, but that's honesty, right?
Yeah.
If you tell someone there's no way you're going to ever have an issue, right? It's not true. There's always stuff that comes up, man. You always,
Yeah, I mean, I could give you a couple good examples if you're
yeah,
interested.
for sure.
But
Yeah.
basically, I mean, I had a siding job this summer. The insurance company paid for the aluminum siding on it, the roof, some gutters, etc. When we went to tear off, every window around the house had rotten wood around it, and it wasn't just the rotten wood around the window. It went down the wall. So the homeowner's like, well, can we fix it? I said, oh, absolutely, but it's going to cost you. So I had to figure out what that costs, and they were kind of just dropped their mouth like, what? And I'm like, well, this is underlying issues, and insurance company doesn't pay for wood rot. And I know you didn't know about it and they didn't know about it, but somebody's got to pay for it. I can't just do it for free. And that's where homeowners get upset,
Yeah, those surprises, the surprise,
but I mean, this
thousands of dollars of surprises,
Yeah, this house, I mean, this is probably built in the 50s, 60s.
Yeah.
So, and I think it's the original siding. So, I mean, I think it cost them an extra $6,000 to get all that fixed, which it looks great. And they're really, really happy right now, but nobody wants to spend an extra $6,000 on top of what the insurance company pays. So
For sure.
But yeah, that's kind of, examples of things we run into when we're doing jobs. And is it fun? No, but we'll get it done and get it done the right way.
And that's the important part, right? So,
Yep.
Is to get it done the right way and make sure that, you're addressing these issues with the customer. They understand, helping them understand the process, helping them understand what the implications would be if they don't get this fixed, right?
Yep.
There's a lot of, man, if you were saying, a house that maybe built 50 years ago or in the 50s or whatever it was, this has been an ongoing issue that they just weren't aware of that,
Yeah, the Minneapolis St. Paul houses, they're something else too, because those houses can be anywhere from 80 to 100 years old.
That's right.
Tear the roof off and it's got space decking like this on it. We got to put all new plywood on the roof, and the homeowners just are like, wow, we got to but this is what you get when you get an older house.
That's right.
You got to take care of old issues that were never taken, because building codes are a lot different than they were today than they were 40, 50 years ago.
Definitely.
So they didn't have all the codes they have these days. So, and basically what our job is to, bring it up to code and make sure that it passes inspection and stuff like that. So
definitely. So what, I of course, I know, you guys work with us on the digital marketing side. We do all your digital marketing, but, what type of, for the viewers and the listeners, what types of marketing do you guys do? And what do you think has been, working out well for you? And what have you done in the past that hasn't worked out well for you? So let's start with, what are you doing right now?
Well, right now we're kind of taking it easy.
Wintertime. That's right.
But we've done marketing in magazines, marketing online, mailers, door hangers, just good old fashioned door knocking. Canvassing, we use canvassers, we use telemarketers. I'm trying to think of something else that we might use. We've done emailers. A lot of people will cancel those when we send them because not everybody likes that, but yeah, I mean, if you get one lead out of a mailer or an email, I mean, that pays for itself the way I look at it. So
yeah, For sure. What do you think is the most effective marketing channel that you guys have going right now?
I would say, to be honest with you, good old fashioned door knocking.
Nice.
I I I think that's always the best way to get a lead, but you get burnt out on it. It's a lot of work. But I think our second best thing is, Google AdWords or SEO.
Yeah.
But I think those both, go together because, I mean, people, when you door knock their house, are going to go on Google to check you out. And so they kind of go neck and neck.
Yeah.
So
And that's where having,
I'd say those are both number one.
Yeah. And so that's why, speaking to what you said earlier about, getting you guys are pushing the 100 review mark, having that image online with that, to build the trust with that person. I talk to contractors all the time about canvassing and door knocking. And I'm like, you think the second you leave that house, they're not Googling you?
Oh yeah, exactly.
Right. It's, they are. So you have to build up that online presence, have that professional, trustworthy image online to go along with the hard work in the door knocking. Right.
Absolutely.
But that face-to-face is all, there's always something special about that face-to-face with someone.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, what I always tell these guys, I think the best way to get your own leads is to door knock. You look at your hail map and you find out where the hail is, and then you go scout. And your best lead ever is a door. I mean, I could get, if a storm hits, I could probably sign up the whole block that, and that's 15 leads yourself in one day.
Exactly.
Yep. So but like I said, all those people will search you. They'll be like, oh, what's this? What happened here on this review? It's like, it's very, but then they're like, well, they said all these good things about you. And then there's just this one, review that they talked about. And you're just like, well, you got to kind of explain what happened there. But yeah,
not everyone's going to be, 100% happy. It's part of it,
But yeah, I think, like I said, the door knocking and the people that call into our company too, because you get a lot of people, those are probably the best leads too, because they've already done their research on your company. They've looked into your company. They've done everything. So when you call, when they call you and you go out to the house, you don't have to sit there and
That's right.
oversell. They already know, hey, where do I sign?
Yeah. You just have to not screw it up at that point.
Yeah. Basically, you don't want to send out somebody that doesn't know what they're talking about. So.
That's right.
But I've had people call in. They're like, yeah, we have an insurance check. Can we meet with somebody so we can get going? It's like, oh, great. Those are the best.
Yeah. Exactly. And that, and really a lot of that, we're a little biased here on our side, but having that's part of it, right? People are going to Google to start their buying decision, right? Yep. So they're going out there researching and everybody listening, you do the same thing, right? So if you think they're not, if you don't think people are Googling your company, you have to have all those things in order to make sure that you're putting the right processes out or the right image out there, right? One of the things that, you guys do well on your website is, images of everybody, right? Bios of everyone on the website, pictures of everyone, pictures of you guys, the whole group, the whole employee group, things like that. All those little things are just those little extra things that build trust for people. That the guy with the yellow hard hat with the smiley white teeth and the button-up shirt, he's not, he doesn't build trust, right? So having all of that together, really makes a big difference. You guys have any special initiatives to attract those online reviews, or have you put like a specific system in place that you're asking for reviews in a certain way or at certain times during the process? Or
so we usually ask them to write a review for us. It really helps. I mean, especially the people that call in, like, they use somebody else's reviews to kind of help them make their decision. And so, like we say to them, hey, the best compliment is a review, and it helps other people like yourself make decisions. So it really does help us. Can you please, talk about your experience and how we helped you and what we did for you, and maybe even say a few good things about the sales guy, because that helps him get his sales too. Oh,
That's
hey,
right.
Mark did a really good job. He was, he always answered his phone. He always, he dealt with everything with the insurance company, and I didn't have to do anything. All I
Yeah.
had to do is pick out my colors, and that's that.
Yep. And that's an interesting point to bring up is personalizing, asking for a personalization of the review
Yep.
to the specific employees in your company that people deal with,
Yep.
because they're going to be hearing, the next customer is going to be hearing from, a lot of the same people. Some of those salespeople might not be around anymore, as we talked about.
Yep.
But
No, they come and go.
they come and go. But at the
This
same
is a
time,
very hard job.
it is not the easiest job in the world, that's for sure. Yeah. So so let's talk about that, like, from going to, going into, you started the year in 2019 with 15 salespeople, you said.
Yep.
Ended the year with, did you say 7 or 8?
7 or 8, somewhere around.
7 or 8, right? In doing that, how did you, what do you guys do maybe on the recruiting end? What do you look for when hiring a salesperson? What attributes are you looking for? Are you looking for someone that's experienced in the roofing industry? Do you guys train them up?
You don't like me. Well, you don't even have to have experience. We train for one. Two, we're looking for guys that are go-getters, that aren't afraid, to get told no.
Yeah.
Because in this industry, you're going to get told no. You're going to get people that back out. You're going to get people that don't want, they say they're going to go with you and then they don't,
Yeah.
Great example. My partner, he was in mortgages before he started in this industry.
So he heard no a lot.
Never did construction. Got into it. I mean, it's all about numbers. It's a numbers game, and it's out there getting in front of people and working hard.
Yeah.
But if you got a hard worker, a person, that's mentally able to, work long days and in the summer when it's really hot, and, we'll pound doors. I mean, I'll knock 40 doors a night, and some nights I only get one response. I mean, you put in a lot of time, but you get what you put into it. So we need people that, kind of have that, they're movers and shakers.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're looking for that up front, and then you're training them on the process of selling a roof.
Correct. Yes.
Right. And then there's going to be some sink and swim in that. And some are going to be better than others.
I'll have guys that are like, oh yeah, out there I knocked 80 doors and I didn't talk to one person. I'm like, I don't buy that. Did you actually count how many doors you knocked? Because if you knocked 80 doors, you'll get on one roof.
That's right.
Maybe 2, maybe 3. But there's no way you knock 80 doors and you can't get on one roof.
Yeah.
So that's just guys making up excuses.
Especially if they're following the storm, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. After a storm, I've had guys that, come on right away and they go out and they're like, yeah, I can't find any hail damage. And I'm like, my other sales rep just brought in 10 jobs this week. Or 5 jobs. That might 10 might be a little out there, but
it's amazing how you couldn't find any. Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't find any. So yeah, there's guys that, they just try it out and they're like, yeah, this isn't for me. Some guys can't handle. So like a great example is a storm hit Lakeville last year, right in the beginning of the springtime. And I got out there with my partner at about 8 or 9 o'clock. We were doing a little scouting, trying to find areas for the guys to work and stuff like that. And there was really nobody out there. By the time my sales guys got out there, there was a roofer at every door.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a very big storm, so it was pretty condensed. I mean, there would be streets where you couldn't even drive down because there were so many contractors. Some of these guys are like, how do you even do this? And I'm like, you just got to put your blinders on and go. Right. I mean, there's going to be a guy that comes up and talks to your homeowner after you, no matter what.
No matter what.
Oh, it's unless, all these guys, they wish there wasn't competition. Well, there is, and this is a very highly competitive industry. And I'm sure there's going to be, I already know for a fact, there's like 2 new guys that I know that just started into this industry too. So
that's right. Yep. Yeah. There's always a new,
personally.
Exactly. There's always a new company getting started. There's the salespeople that decide to leave the company they're with. There's the production guys that try to, hey, I know a good sales guy and I'm a good production guy. So let's, hey, let's start a
They're always
company.
going for the bigger deal, better deal.
That's right. There's always another competition. So how do you guys, what kind of advice would you give someone in that regard of staying focused? And, what do you do to just stay, to not worry about the competition?
I go in there knowing I'm going to lose jobs. I already know I'm going to lose it. If I sign up 10 homeowners, I might get 3 out of that. Somebody will come in and give them everything. And when you give them everything, you don't make anything. You don't. So it's not worth it to me to do that. I want to, I have a business. I'm in the industry to make money. And a lot of guys, usually it's the guys that do that don't have much experience. They go in there saying they're paying the deductible, which is illegal. I don't know why they do it, but 2, they're giving all these free upgrades, which they're not supposed to do either. So by the time they give all these free upgrades, your, margins aren't very high, and it's just, not worth it.
How many of those guys do you see around 2-3 years later?
Not very many. No, you hear about the problems they have. They lose their license. They're paying fines at the Department of Labor and Industry. Like I said, I've never had to do that, nor went down that road, nor do I want to go down that road.
Yeah.
So we try to abide by the rules and do things the right way.
You guys do anything on special, say on production day that, to make sure that the homeowner is really, kind of that you feel exceeds their expectations of what what you're doing that,
Yeah. So basically when we get the down payment, we usually call them and let them know, hey, we received your down payment. We'll get working on your file as soon as, the next, usually we have those sales guys. I think we have them turn in stuff on like Wednesdays.
Okay.
So then we start reviewing it the following week. It can take anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks to build a roof, because sometimes insurance companies miss things on the estimate that we need to go back to and say, hey, you missed 4 gable cornices on the front of the house. You guys are short on ice and water. There's a huge 6-foot patio that needs more of it, overhang or whatever. The ridge cap on here isn't the cheap stuff. It's the higher performance. And that's the benefit of working with us. We work directly with the insurance company. So if there's all those things on the roof that the homeowner or that the insurance company missed, we go back to the insurance company and say, hey, you missed $1,600 worth of extra stuff on this roof. And if it's legitimate, they pay it.
That's right.
Which, it is. I don't supplement for ridiculous stuff,
Yeah. So then, production day comes around. You guys, focus on how you guys are cleaning up, or, what's your process there and how do you, kind of close out the job with the customer and conversations that you have with them? Is that when you're asking for a review or?
Yep. We don't ask for any review until we're done with the job, because I don't want to, obviously the job's not done, so why would I ask for it,
Yep.
So once they're done with it, we're just like, hey, can you, help us out? You had a really great experience and we loved working with you. Could you do us so solid and, fill out a review on Google. We'll email it to you and we'll text it to you. All you got to do is it'll take, 2 minutes out of your day to write a quick review.
Yeah, for sure.
And we'll send that, and they may or may not do it. I don't know. Like I said, those reviews are hard to get.
They are.
And I don't want to keep calling them and be like, hey, can you write that review? If they do it, they do it, and it's awesome.
Yeah.
But like I said, getting to that mark that we're at right now is extremely hard. And I don't care what sales guy or what company out there says it's easy. It's not.
No, there's a lot of hard work that goes into it, right? There's,
Absolutely.
In all of it. So, with maybe a contractor that, maybe they're doing, maybe they just broke 7 figures this year. Maybe they just hit that million, little over $1 million mark. Maybe for the person that's trying to up, kind of really grow their business a little bit. What's some insight that you can share with the audience that has helped you find success in your business? What do you think the keys are that you guys have found that have helped get you to, an Inc. 5000 list, roofing contractor?
just having that hustler mentality, being go-getters, meeting with their sales guys, giving them good training, being out there in the field with them. They always have, if they ever have questions, we can answer them. We'll come on, kind of go out there and show them where to go and what to do and how to do it. And I'm just trying to think of some other things I could say, but yeah,
so it sounds like you have a lead by example approach.
Absolutely. Like I'm not an owner that just sits in the office.
Yeah.
I went out and sold, I think 500K myself this year. My partner sold 500K.
Yep.
Did we really have the time to do that? Absolutely not. But kind of got to go out there and show these guys, we still know how to do it. We had to, get a little rust, we were a little rusty, but we hung in there and, did what we had to do. So, but I could do it again. I mean, the previous year, I think I sold like 2.4 million. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. And then you get the sales guys that come in and you tell them that and they're like, yeah, right. And I'm like, well, whatever. So, yeah.
Don't make me come out don't make me come out and show you.
Absolutely.
Any additional nuggets of wisdom insight that you'd like to share with everybody today?
Don't be afraid to spend money on marketing.
Oh.
Yeah. I spend a lot of money on marketing. It's these guys, they look at it, if it's $2, $3, $4, $5 grand, it's like, if you spend that kind of money, you're going to get that back if you can sell. If you can't sell, then you might as well just not even be in this industry. But
for sure,
I spent a lot of money on marketing just because you got to do that. If you're, with all the competition out there, you got to stay ahead of the competition. So
yeah,
and spending $5 grand a month is peanuts, to be honest with you.
Yep.
So don't be afraid to spend money on marketing at all.
It's a hard thing for people to overcome. When you guys kind of made that transition, because I know what your pay-per-click budgets are, and during the roofing season, right? You guys are pushing it hard.
Yeah.
When you made that shift and decided to start really investing in marketing, is what I like to say, instead of spending, because it is that mindset of investment. You need that. It's all about that return on investment. When you guys made that decision, hey, we're going to start, let's make that commitment to, and the first month that you ever dropped 5K on pay-per-click,
yep.
I'm assuming that it was a scary thing, right?
Not really. Cause I mean, I had all our sales guys were pretty well seasoned.
Okay.
So to me, spending that, I know we won't get them all.
That's right.
But we'll get a lot of them.
Yep. So that's a good point right there. And a lot of times companies will look to increase their lead flow, but they may not have the sales process in place to manage that lead flow or close those deals. So, if you don't have someone to close those leads, you might not want to spend that $5 grand, right? Maybe get that in line first, So, yep. Justin, man, I appreciate you spending some time with us today. I know you guys I know it's the off season now, so you get a little time to contemplate and plan for 2020. And I know you guys are going to crush it. And this has been another episode of the Roofing Success Podcast. If you would like to generate more sales through your digital marketing efforts, please visit roofermarketers.com and get a copy of the book, Internet Marketing for Roofing Contractors, How to Triple Your Sales and Turn Your Roofing Website into an Online Lead Generation Machine. Also, check the training section of the website for guides on everything from running effective pay-per-click ads to how to properly set up your Google My Business listing. This has been another episode of the Roofing Success Podcast. Thanks for listening.